All right, so we're back. Um, I'm just gonna get right into it. This was brought on a week ago while I was on my way to work, and for some reason, I just wanted to look up, uh, the classic Toonami promos that used to come on like all the time when the Toonami was a thing and it was all over the Cartoon Network channel, and like every time you know I came home and I watched like Toonami, and I think it came on at like 5 or 6, I want to say, and it lasted all the way until like 10, and then it got to somewhere on the lines of that. It lasted all the way to like 7 or 8, and then it came back on at like 12:30 or 12 o'clock or something, or 11. But yeah, I would always remember the Dragon Ball Z promos, and not only that, but like a lot of the little cut scenes that they had in promotion about Dragon Ball, and watching Dragon Ball Z around the times, like. And when I was watching those promos on my phone while I was on my way to work, I was just thinking about we've come a long way from really being fans about this franchise. And after that, I started to think like the primary 3 shows that were popular back then, and you can make these in any category you want, but for me, Power Rangers came third, Pokemon came second, and then number 1 of all was Dragon Ball Z. Now, the reason why I say Pokemon came second is because, I'm not gonna lie, when Dragon Ball came on, I didn't really think about Pokemon. I thought about Dragon Ball. I thought about Dragon Ball Z. I would watch, so many shows. Like, I remember back when I was a little kid, and Dragon Ball Z, was first starting and all that. Like, I still remember right back, when I was a kid, how many people, well, not even people, but kids, around my age loved that anime. They loved that show so much. And I already know, and I'm not the only one. When the episode came out, when Goku first, turned Super Saiyan, everyone went apeshit. Everyone went nuts. Everybody. I don't care who they were. And I know there are people who can testify on this. When that show came out, and they first saw Goku transform into a Super Saiyan, people loved it. People went nuts. There were so many, fan fictions and so many conversations about Goku and going Super Saiyan. It's like, holy shit, how was he able to do that? Like, oh my god, and all that. Like, and around that time, the Dragon Ball franchise, the fan base was just growing. It was already growing, and by the time I got to middle school, it was always talked about. It was people loved that doggone anime, like, cause around the time when I was middle school, the whole Boo saga came out, and everyone loved the Boo saga. Everyone loved the Cell saga. Like, it was just great. It was great. It was honestly a wonderful thing to really talk about and watch. It's like, and for some people, Dragon Ball has changed people's lives. They've changed the way people see life. It changed the way people see their lives and all that. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm dead ass being serious with y'all. Like, if a franchise can be going on strong for this long, like heavily strong, like when the Dragon Ball Broly movie, Super Broly movie came out, at first I thought, people weren't gonna really care about the movie at all, because people like the old school Broly. I was wrong. When that movie came out and it did good, so many people watched that movie They went to theaters and watched the movie, even though it was only on in the movie theaters for a short period of time. People stayed going to that theater to watch that movie. People loved that movie. It's hard to find it in stores because people will pry it off the shelves. Y'all don't want to say how much this franchise has really grown to people. It's really, you know, shaped people's lives. People, how the way people look at life. Like, and I was just thinking about it. You know, for as many times as I complain a little bit about, you know, Dragon Ball Z and how the characters are and should have been and all that, I still love the show. I love the franchise. I love the anime. Of course, I don't love it as much as some people do, but I still love it. And of course, I'm not gonna lie to you, after the Buu Saga came out and then GT, I didn't really care much about Dragon Ball because it wasn't any shows, you know, being put out, and my mind was on Pokemon at that time. So I didn't know much about what came after. I didn't know about Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I didn't know about a lot of the characters that was in the video games. I didn't know much about that. All I knew was what I remembered and what stuck to me. And it was something that was still near and dear to my heart. Dragon Ball will always be here. It will always be near and dear to my heart. Even today, even now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna like sit here and say that I can just live without, you know, finding out, you know, the things that I didn't know after, you know, GT had up and ended. No, I'm still wanting to know more about the things that I didn't know. I'm not gonna be ignorant and say that, oh, well, that's just the way I look at it, and that's all it is. Whatever. Anyone else who thinks differently can go suck a dick. Like, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not one of those people. That's not gonna be me. If you come to my my videos, especially the one that I did about Master Media, it was one like that one about Master Media. I'm still getting comments today about that video, and many other Dragon Ball videos, reactions that I've done. People will still comment on my videos, and at first it got annoying, but then I started to realize that this is the Dragon Ball effect. These are the people who love that franchise so much, and I don't blame them. It's a good show. It honestly is a good show. Like, I can tell you that other than the Pokemon game on GBA, the one game that I do remember playing constantly was Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku 2. I wasn't fortunate enough to get Legacy of Goku 1, and apparently I wasn't missing much because apparently that game sucked. But Legacy of Goku 2, that game was phenomenal. I loved that game. I didn't really get far when I was a kid, but I do remember me always starting over and playing it over and over again. I loved that game, and every time I played the same game over again, I would learn about new things. I would discover new things. I would get, you know, used to playing the game. I would get used to the game mechanics. I would love that game. I never got to play Dragon Ball Z Super Legendary Warriors that was on the Game Boy Color. From what I've seen of another kid who played it, it was actually a cool game. But yeah, it was. I'm not gonna say it didn't have an effect on me, because it did. That had an effect on everybody. That show had an effect on everybody. Like, for one, it's gonna be a long video, so I'm just gonna, you know, keep breaking on into points. When Dragon Ball Z came out, because first of all, for those who don't know, the Dragon Ball Z show came out before the Dragon Ball show came out. So after we had gotten Dragon Ball Z, we had gotten Dragon Ball. So yeah, when Dragon Ball Z came out, I learned about Goku, and going back to, the video that I made, about how Saiyans were, it really, to me, it really was a saving grace that Goku kind of bumped his head, because if he didn't, he would have had the mentality of a Saiyan, of an actual Saiyan, primarily Vegeta's mentality, where, every planet they visit, they have to conquer or destroy. Because that's honestly, in my viewpoint, what the Saiyans were. They were a dominant race who went to every planet they could find and just wiped them out and conquered them. And if they didn't want to conquer them, they just wiped them out, obliterated that like all life on that planet, and in some cases blew the planet up. But Goku was a saving grace for the Saiyan. Honestly, I think Goku was a second chance for the Saiyan race, because, like I said before, the Saiyan race was like just a race that didn't give a fuck about anything, and Goku, got a fresh start on how life really is, how beautiful life is, and how, precious life is, and how it should always be protected. And as the anime goes on, you start to see how Goku really cares about the planet, how Goku cares about, life in general. Like for anything, especially when he was a kid, Goku loved life. Goku loved how life just kept on changing. And the thing about it is, he was never afraid of change. Ever. He was never afraid of change. He was never afraid of things changing. He always adapted to change. He was always ready to go on another adventure and all that. And as he met, the other characters, such as Krillin and Bulma, Yamcha, Oolong, Puar, Master Roshi, Korin, Yajirobe, Mr. Popo, and Piccolo, along with the Red Ribbon Army, that shaped him into the guy, into the person he is today. It made him, really be strong. Even though, like I said before, he had, bumped his head and accidentally killed his grandpa Gohan. It really, made an impact on his life. And it was unfortunate because in the Dragon Ball anime, you find out that the reason why Grandpa Gohan dies, because when Goku, as a kid, transformed into that giant gorilla, I don't know if the correct name of it was Ozaru or whatever. I just call it the big gorilla, the big monkey. When he transformed into that and accidentally crushed his grandfather, like, that was really sad to hear. Honestly, they didn't necessarily say it. They put the pieces together when Goku first transformed and all that. Just like, oh well, I wonder if that's how Grandpa Gohan died. And they put the pieces together. It's like, oh shit. And then the thing about it is, Goku didn't even know about it. He didn't even realize it. But yeah, and then he found out where his power pole came from, how he had the flying Nimbus and everything. It was just awesome. The Dragon Ball world as a whole is like the most amazing thing ever, because you have a futuristic world where there's dinosaurs, there's talking animals, there's a dog that is still mayor of that world for some reason. You got the Red Ribbon Army, who was trying to first make androids and all that. We found that out in the anime. Found out about Dr. Gero, then like, the idea with Capsule Corp, like, in Team Four Star's own words, that company was the main thing that revolutionized basic living in that world. It's like, if you want water, here you go. Here's all the water you'll ever need in one little capsule. Or you need a house, here you go. You need a car, here you go. You need supplies or anything, here you go, all in one capsule. That was just incredible. Like, if we ever get to that point, I hope I live long enough to see it. I honestly hope. I doubt that the U.S. is gonna get to that point. It's probably gonna be Japan that's gonna do it, because they came up with the idea first. So, duh. But yeah, and the whole thing with Bulma, and how at first, like, she just wanted the Dragon Balls to get a handsome boyfriend, and then you find Yamcha, who basically just wanted to be rich. Who else? And then you met Chi-Chi, who I strongly feel is the worst character in that whole anime, because she whines and complains so much. Even when she became a full-grown adult and married Goku, she still whined and complained and claimed that she wanted a normal life, even though you're dating a Saiyan. So I don't understand how you think you have the right to complain about shit, and you're the one who wanted a guy who basically wanted to always be in constant battle and fight and defend the earth, when you're at home and you're getting mad at him. Like, what are you even mad for? Just stop, Chi-Chi. Just like honestly, just stop. Then who else? You got her father, who I like more, the Ox King. I love him more. Then Kami's cool. Kami's dope. I love Mr. Popo though. I didn't like it when they changed his color from black to blue. I don't honestly think it was a racial thing. There was nothing bad about Mr. Popo that needed to be changed. Okay, when I looked at Mr. Popo, I didn't see him. Oh, they're making fun of black people. No, I didn't see that. I just saw Mr. Popo as a black genie. I didn't see him as anything else. I didn't see him being a mockery of black people. I didn't see that. So I was kind of upset when they changed his coloring from black to purple. Like, I was not black to purple, but black to blue. I was like, what the fuck? Like seriously, what the actual hell? Krillin was dope. When he first met Krillin, they automatically became best friends. And he got under the training of Master Roshi. Master Roshi is dope. Like, that man is the first ever personified perv of anime. He don't care. Like, he does not care. He loves women. He just absolutely loves women, and he's ripped. Like, who would have thought that man lived as long as he could and still has a physique the way he does? Like, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. And like, even to this day, he can still duke it out with fighters, and it's awesome. It's basically awesome. It's the best thing ever. Korn was dope. I enjoyed Korn, honestly. If I could find a Korn plush, that would be awesome. Yajirobe is cool. Even though he's like just a fat lazy guy that just decided to live in Korn's little lookout house and whatnot. Who else? Piccolo. Piccolo honestly is my favorite character. I love Piccolo. Like, I know he started out as a bad guy and wanted to, destroy the world and kill Goku. But then after, Goku had his son Gohan, Piccolo changed his viewing of how he looked at the world. And then, like, when the whole Namek arc came out, well, not the Namek arc, but the Frieza arc came out, you started to, get to see how Piccolo viewed everything, how Piccolo viewed the world, and why he cared so much and everything. And it was really a cool thing to see Piccolo go back to his home world and just look at everything and just have a means to defend it, But yeah, for that note, I love Piccolo. I will love Piccolo till the day I die. Like, he's just that one cool dude. Especially the fact that he decided to take Gohan under his wing and basically raise him as a child after Goku died from his brother Raditz. Spoiler alert for those who don't know. But yeah, I know he was hard on Gohan, but he needed to be, because Gohan was just still this little kid who was vulnerable, who was getting ready to be killed by his own uncle, which is very crazy to think about. Raditz, I honestly, despite people making fun of Raditz and how weak he is, I honestly want to see more of Raditz. I would like for him to come back someday in the Dragon Ball anime and just join Goku and whatnot, and just, learn how to become Super Saiyan. I would love to see a Super Saiyan Raditz. I honestly would. That would be cool. But that, that's just how I'm thinking at this point. What else? There are so many other things. Oh, Vegeta. Oh my god. I love Vegeta. I love Vegeta so much. Like, Vegeta is like that one guy who, because he's so prideful, he will not let anyone help him. He wants to make sure he gets through it on his own, so that no one tells him that they helped him and whatnot. He wants to make sure and prove that he is the best, that he is the Prince of all Saiyans, despite all of his his shortcomings and all that. And then you find out after he had his son, and got with Bulma, that he's actually cared. He actually has a heart and whatnot. And despite him hating Kakarot, aka Goku, at one point in time, he started to have respect for him and a friendly rivalry at this point, which is very nice to see. Like, I know most people don't like Vegeta, but I like Vegeta simply because of the fact that he is a proud warrior. He will be a warrior till the day he dies. Same thing with Goku. A proud Saiyan prince. And then when he sacrificed himself for everybody, for all his friends that he cared about, after he sold his soul to Majin Buu. Well, not Majin Buu, but Babidi. Basically just sold his soul with that little M on his forehead. Like, he proved that he was still the dopest, one of the dopest characters on that show. And honestly, going back to Team 4-Star, that arc dealing with Frieza and I want to say Cell, not even the Cell saga, that the main two characters that they focused on was Gohan and Vegeta. Like, cause in that arc, in that one arc, you figured out, you saw Gohan's, character building and how he came to be, and how he got pushed to his breaking point and all that. Then Vegeta, who came to terms with the fact that despite, his quest for power, his quest for strength, that it still wasn't enough. And in the end, even though he was cold to his son, he still loved him and whatnot. Even way back in like the Frieza saga, like, he had gotten killed by Frieza, and he basically revealed that he never liked Frieza. He always hated him because of the fact that he knew that Frieza killed his whole race, that Frieza blew up his whole doggone race. And speaking of that, we gotta talk about Bardock real quick. So Bardock is the son of Goku, for those who don't know, and Raditz. I'm not the son of Goku, but the father of Goku and Raditz. My bad. I'm sorry. It's the middle of the night that I'm recording this. Bardock. We find out that Bardock is like, that old school Saiyan who just is, the be all end all. Like, if you gotta do this, you gotta do this now. Like he had that attitude where strength was his primary focus. And then when he got betrayed by Frieza, and he suddenly blew up with everybody else along with the planet. You started to see, Bardock's wishing his son the best and all that. But then it turns out that like he got sent back in time because of the blast. And that's the thing that always, made me question, like, what even is this anime? It's like, how could a blast that evaporated everything that was surrounding Bardock except for Bardock and had him travel all the way back into the past to where the myth of the legendary Super Saiyan came to be, and it turns out that it's Bardock himself that was the myth, the legend. Like, it was that's just crazy. It was honestly crazy to me that when they showed that, like, that made me love Bardock even more. It's like, and honestly, it made people understand that Akira Toriyama knows what he's doing as far as the story goes. We just want him to to really show us more. Every time he teases at something, we want to see more of what is gonna be in store. And that's why, like, a lot of people are on edge when it comes to Dragon Ball. Are so touchy when it comes to Dragon Ball, is because of the fact that there's so many things that can be said about this anime. There's so many things, like, and I mean that on everything. Like, if at this point, if an action figure of a franchise, not even an action figure, but like a standable figure, can cost about close to $100, that show is legit lit. Look, man, it's just honestly great. Oh, and also we gotta talk about Tien. I love Tien. When Goku first met Tien, I thought Tien was dope. I thought he was cool. I honestly love a lot of the characters. Yamcha, it was okay. I wish they could have done more with Yamcha. I wish they could have done more with Tien. To get them new forms. I still want to see Hyper Piccolo. I honestly want to see that, or either that or God Namek Piccolo. I honestly want to see that. As either one of the two. Piccolo needs to go past the point where he's Hyper Namek or God Namek. Same thing with Gohan. I don't care what anyone says. I never liked Ultimate Gohan. I never really enjoyed Ultimate Gohan. Like, to me, it was a downgrade after he goes Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. Like, I want to see him go Super Saiyan 3. I wanted to see him go Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue. I want to see that because I'm still gonna bring this up. If Goku, if Gohan was supposed to be stronger than his father, then why is Goku surpassing that constantly, and Gohan still left in the dust? It doesn't make any sense to me. Ultimate Gohan is not even as strong as Super Saiyan Blue. Rather, that, not even that of Ultra Instinct, he's not even that strong. Like, I just wanted to see Gohan go past what they set him out to be. I want to see him do more, because honestly, him wanting to choose to be a normal human and have normal life was bullshit. I didn't like that. You're a Saiyan. Stop trying to act like a human. You can literally do so much with your power, yet you choose to do so little, all because of what your mother said. And it's ugh. But then again, it's not all his fault, because of the fact of the whole Majin Buu saga, and how they literally sucked part of his power out of him to create Majin Buu. So, like, yeah, I think again that's partially the reason why Gohan is still held back, because half of his power was sucked out of him, which was I was pissed when I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Gohan's supposed to be strong. He's supposed to be the strongest ever. He's supposed to be stronger than his father, and this happens to him. It's like, son of a bitch. I hated that when I first saw that. I was so mad. I was like, and to see Gohan die in the middle of nowhere like in the middle of some forest. I was mad. I was honestly mad. I was like, what the hell's gonna happen now? Like, little did I know, you know, so much was gonna happen. We got to see Super Saiyan 3, which was the best ever. Oh my god. So many people were talking about when Goku turned Super Saiyan 3. It was awesome. I mean, it sucked when when he turned Super Saiyan 3. It sucked most of, you know, took away most of his time that he had on Earth, because he was still dead, per se, when he was fighting Majin Buu. We got to see Gotenks, which was awesome. I loved Gotenks. I loved him when he first appeared and all that. He was too cocky though, but you know, I still loved Gotenks. I love that a lot. I seriously need to get Dragon Ball Fighter Z and Super Dragon Ball Heroes, the games. I still need to get those. I'm definitely gonna get those the next time I get paid. Definitely. Yeah, for my birthday, I'm getting those 2 games. Mark my words. After I get off at jury duty on, like, the moment I get paid, I'm going to GameStop and I'm going to get those games. I'm dead ass serious. But yeah, who am I missing? Oh, Beerus. We gotta talk about Beerus and Whis. So when they first appeared, no one really liked them until, you know, after we got to see, you know, more about how they were. I love Beerus now. I love Beerus. I love Whis. They're very comical characters and very interesting characters. And I love them too. I love the fact that they, you know, got to a point where Goku and Vegeta got to meet actual gods and whatnot, and got to fight them and get past the point of where they are. I'm glad that in the movie of Super Broly, Dragon Ball Super Broly, Vegeta got to be excuse me, I'm sorry. We got to see Vegeta go Super Saiyan God mode, and it was just awesome. I still call it, in my mind, I still think of it as Super Saiyan 5 and Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan 6. I still think of it as that. I honestly think that Ultra Instinct, in my point of view, is Super Saiyan 7. I'm sorry, I still think that. I still think that because of the fact that, you know, you got to change his hair and everything and whatnot. Goku, I mean, got to change his hair to silver. I still look at it as Super Saiyan 7 because so many people, before Ultra Instinct came out, all the fan fictions and fan art about Goku in silver hair being either in Super Saiyan 6, Super Saiyan 7, or Super Saiyan 8, like, we all wanted that. We all wanted to see that, and it was great that they got to introduce that. But it's a doggone shame that they didn't call it Super Saiyan 7. I would have loved it when they to be called Super Saiyan 7. What else? Oh, Majin Buu. Buu is honestly my best friend's favorite character. He loves Buu. He loves Kid Buu. I'm a fan of Super Buu. You know, the really tall Buu. When we first got to see, like, the other side of Majin Buu, like that dark brown Buu or that dark gray Buu, I liked that Buu because, like, to me he was even more menacing than the pink Buu that we had gotten. I even had the VHS videotape of that episode when Majin Buu got so angry he gave birth to that other Buu, and that other Buu basically got rid of Pink Buu, fat Pink Buu. Like, I've watched that VHS tape so many times it wasn't even funny. But yeah, Hercule, as much as, you know, of a comic fool that he is, he's still likable. I like Hercule, even though he basically was like the equivalent of a fraud. He's still awesome. His daughter is cool. When the chemistry between her and Gohan was pretty nice to see. When she first found out that Gohan was the one who saved everyone from Cell, that was cool. What else am I missing? Oh, Trunks. I love Trunks. Future Trunks is honestly my future, not my future, my future, my favorite form about Trunks. I love Future Trunks. I loved it when he became Super Saiyan Blue and whatnot. When they went back in time the second time, and they fought Goku Black. I love that. I love the fact, you know, they still got to put Future Trunks in the show still, because Future Trunks in my mind is the best side of Trunks. I love that version of Trunks. Who else? Cell. Cell. The Abridged series got me to like Cell even more. Because when I first saw Cell, he pissed me off more than he did now. Because I'm not you know, so far like pissed at him anymore. As a matter of fact, I actually enjoy Cell, especially in the Abridged series. Thanks to Team 4-Star. I love Cell. Cell's cool, and I still hope to see Cell in another season of Dragon Ball Super. I hope they get to continue Dragon Ball Super. I honestly hope to see that, because I want to see it. As far as that goes, I am interested in reading the manga, the Dragon Ball manga, all the way from the beginning, and watching the anime all the way from the beginning. I still want to do that. Like, I tried to, you know, start it all the way back to the beginning, and for some reason I stopped. But yeah, I want to do that. I honestly want to do that. If I'm missing anything else, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what y'all think about what I've said so far, and how the anime, the show, the manga, the video games, the merchandise, anything about Dragon Ball had affected you when you were a kid, all the way up until now. As such, this has been the Ryo Sakurai, and I love each and every last one of you. Let me know what character I've missed, and I will talk to you guys in the comments. I'm out. Peace.